Okay, there would be 3 products I would be giving you. Write down all the 3 products. Choose one product and think if, then I'll tell you what to do. Okay. The first product is, okay, now you understand, if you have children, you understand children grow very fast. Correct? Now, what happens is that when you buy a shoes of children nowadays, it's like not less than 500, 600, 800,000 rupees. They are pretty expensive when it comes to children. Now, you buy a product of 1,000 rupees and you feel that within 3 months, 6 months, the children have outgrown that particular shoe size and you have to throw that. Now, this is a challenge in the market. Understand that you have created a product, like you have created a shoe or maybe a sandal or maybe a sleeper or anything which has adjustable portion, which has an adjustable portion, and this goes from the range of 3 years to 10 years. This is one product that you have created. Just write down the product, that you have created a product for children that their shoes can be adjusted for 1.5 years, and this is something that people are looking for. Can I go for the second product? The second product is, everybody is ordering from Swiggy, correct? I'm sure there would be a time that you must have ordered some sandwiches or some product from Swiggy. Now, what happens if suppose the product is coming from more than 2 kilometers or 3 kilometers, the time it comes and reaches to you, the bread, the bhaturas and everything gets very soggy, right? Do you people face this challenge? Now,
Yes, yes.
exactly. Now, this is a market here. Now, what is happening is you are the person who have created a product which actually helps this restaurant people so that when they wrap it up, the food product doesn't get spoiled. This is the product.
Basically, the packing material.
The packaging material. Yes. And the third one is that you have created a cream, okay, a cream which is Ayurvedic, which is chemical free, and it only treats to very specific kind of skin order, skin problems like pimple or lot of oily skin. So this is a product that you have created. It's an Ayurvedic product. Okay, now you have written down 3 products. Now what you have to do is, like, I'll give you 5 minutes to 7 minutes. You think you are the owner of this product. You have created this product. Now you have to tell me, what will you think, or how will you think, or whatever you want to think. You want to sell this product. How will you strategize it? Don't think from only sales perspective. Think whatever you can think.
So we have to pick only one product that we have to think.
Yes, only one product which you feel associated with.
Swati, so out of the 3 stuff, only one I have to write on, right?
Yes. So the my agenda, yes, you have to pick up one product. Again, I repeat, the agenda is that you should start getting sales of that product after 6 to 8 months. So what will you think as an entrepreneur or as a person? Think everything possible.
I have written it down. Shall I share?
No, you have to just wait for 5-10 minutes more. 5 minutes more, Dipti.
Okay.
I'll once everyone get finished, we will start.
Okay. Okay.
2 more minutes, please. All right, so let's start. Welcome back. So let's start with Dipti. Yes, Dipti. Can we have you on the screen, please, as well?
Screen not possible. I'm not well actually. Okay.
Okay,
So I'm like looking really drabby, but from maybe next week. Okay.
sure.
All right. So I have chosen cream, Ayurvedic cream.
Hmm,
So this cream has anti-aging properties.
hmm,
Okay. So this is from the natural ingredients.
hmm,
Herb is infused with oils, natural oils, and all. So I've
hmm,
done a little research online as well for this. Okay,
hmm,
so to get a better idea.
hmm,
So it is anti-aging. It helps in spot reduction. It improves circulation, skin health, and lubrication.
hmm,
Improves skin firmness,
hmm,
refines the skin tone. Okay,
hmm,
and wrinkles, and then it helps with skin glowing, and it becomes pink and all, right? And this
hmm,
cream has been created with care. It is the herbs that is used is very pure. Okay, and it's not mass produced, and we've also done survey on lot of people. So this is anti-aging, so it is above the age of 35, right? So we did some survey, and people, a lot of women have had a lot of improvement in their skin
hmm.
tone. So dark spot reduction, and age spots, all of this, it takes care of it.
Okay, so you are telling the description of the cream. I asked you the question that you have to tell me if you need to sell this product after 6 months, if you start having the money inflow, what is your strategy to it?
So I will be using all these, properties that I have just explained. I will use social media to, sell this. So
Hmm,
as you spoke about Bliss Club yesterday, how on only on Instagram they've done so well, right?
hmm,
And I also have a social media presence where I keep checking Instagram, and I see every second or third reel is about an ad where
hmm,
they're selling products, right? So I'll be using Instagram and Facebook and all, even YouTube ads and all, to
hmm.
sell the product. And also in the internet, whatever we are searching, right, somehow we get those kind of search. Every time we get search specific, we get those ads, right? So I'll also make sure that my ads are, showing in such platforms where if somebody is searching for a skin cream and all for anti-aging properties, I'll make sure that it is, available there. And also show the surveys and, the experiments that we've done, right? That it is not harming the animals and all that. And it's completely natural. So these are the things that I'll be using.
Sure. Okay. So thank you so much, Dipti, for your answer. Let's park your answer for sometimes. Probably once we go in the flow of the session, you will understand what exactly are we thinking about. Whatever you said was absolutely right, but just let's park the answer. I want only one more participant to please help me with this. Yes, Ashima, as you were practicing also.
Yeah, ma'am. I'll just read out a few things that came first to my mind.
Hmm.
I have chosen the product of packing material.
Hmm.
So my first point was when I start on this business, I'll identify what the problem is and who are the people who are actually facing this problem.
Hmm.
So in my case, the problem is the soggy food.
Okay.
And who are these people? Who are the target people who would want fresher food in a better packaging material? So what I figured out, these are the people who order more. These can be people who are maybe in IT hubs. They are the people who have more paying power. They don't have a problem of paying power, but they have a shortage of time. But they would want good packaging and they want fresh food.
Yes.
This is my target market, which I figured out. And now the use case is these people, but the people who will be actually buying is the restaurants.
Hmm.
The restaurants will be using my material, but why should the restaurants be using? Because obviously my material is going to be costlier than the other ones. So it is important that I create awareness about the my packaging material, so that when people who have the paying power start asking for they can start asking the restaurants for using that kind of material, and they can even pay a premium over it.
Okay.
And yeah, I can use social media to create awareness. I can create ads. I can get in collaboration with young influencers who can, actually shoot videos of how they used to have food delivered earlier, and now how the sandwiches are not soggy and always fresh.
Hmm.
And yes, I just need to make people aware about the use case, and so they can ask the restaurants and they can pay more.
Yes.
This
Thank
is
you so
what
much.
I figured out.
Yes, very nice. Thank you so much. Let's park your answer also, Ashima, for some time. Now let's understand what exactly this question was and why we have this question. Okay. So can you see the screen?
Yeah.
1 second, please. I think I need to learn this actually. Every time I pull up a screen, when I put it on this, it will always go away. I don't know why. Okay. Okay, I made it day 3. So welcome to day 2. I don't know. 1 second, please. I'm so sorry for that.
Swati, you can close all the windows and just keep one window there.
Yes, I'll just do that. I think I got it now. Thank you. All right, so welcome to day 2. This was a kind of activity which I wanted to think. Yesterday, I told you about the sales, right? Now, there are 2 words more which is associated with the sales. One is called as a marketing and one is called as a branding. I'm sure you must have heard about it. So today we are going to talk about we are going to talk about the next one, which is called as a target market. Now, I was giving you a situation. Let's park that situation right now. What is target market according to you? There is one terminology which is there, which is called as a target market. Now, what does target market means to you? A target market, somebody has raised the hand, please. Okay, so the target market is the end consumer to which the company wants to sell the product or the service. Very simple. It is at the marketing and the branding level. Now, let's understand this with an example. I'm sure you must have heard about something called as skin purifier, which is water purifier,
Ayush, I
Yes,
want my
yes.
right? Now, you tell me, do you know, firstly, first question to each one of you, is skin purifier an Indian brand or brand outside India? How many people use a Ken purifier? Yes, Dipti. Is it an Indian brand or it's an MNC brand?
It's a Indian brand, I think.
Yes, Ken Purifier is an Indian brand to give you an information. So basically, this company has started in Noida in Uttar Pradesh. Now, what happens is, way back in 1995, suppose Ken Purifier would have generated, and this person said there is a problem in the market, and I want to cater to this market because I have the solution for this. Now, first thing is that after creating the product, after understanding what the product he is having, how it is going to solve the problem, he has to first understand the target market. Now, if he says, okay, I am from Noida or I am from Uttar Pradesh, now which are the areas I need to target? So first could be Uttar Pradesh. Secondly, he could say, okay, I can target to Maharashtra because Maharashtra may have more of, it's a coastal area, maybe the water would be more of with lot of, lot of unfiltered unhealthy substance over there, which might cause problem to the consumers there, right? So he created the market is a wholesome thing, wholesome as in terms of it's a market. You pick up either the region, you pick up the country, you pick up the state. It's like a market for you. That becomes a market for you. So now just giving now asking you a question. Say for example, Kent is an Indian company. Now Kent wants to go outside India and say, okay, I want to promote my brand outside India. So which are the market you can think that Kent can capture? Because ultimately, what is an agenda? He needs sales. He needs the revenue to get into the company. So how will he think?
I would think they would need to connect with businesses
Mhm.
which are already doing this business, right? Rather than the consumer businesses, B2B is the way to go.
Yes, but before B2B also, they have to think about the markets. Now,
Yeah.
suppose Ken says to me, if I am the owner of the Ken, I get to know, okay, Africa is the one country where people have a lot of unhealthy water. I will research online what is the water there, how the water comes over there, what is the contamination of the water, what is the problem, who are involved with the water, how it is, everything I will decide based on the data that is there on the Google, and I might choose that Africa is my target market or not. Now, in the same way, if Ken says, okay, I want to go to Singapore. Now, if I research about Singapore, Singapore doesn't have a problem with water contamination. They have amazing water supply from the government of Singapore. Now, if I as a Ken go to Singapore and say, okay, this is my purification of water, do you think the expected number that I have in my mind from that country will come out? Probably not. Why? Because that's not my target market, because the problem is not there in that market, because the solution is already there in the market. So what am I trying to tell you is that target market has to be clearly defined. Now, coming to your questions, coming to your situations, which you have picked up. Now, you talk about shoes. Now, shoes is basically people, as I told you, it is from 3 years to 10 years. Now, I have given that very specific requirement. Now, you have to understand which state of India has major, as in terms of lot of childbirth from the last 5 years. Why are they having it? What kind of ratio are they having it? Do they have this kind of challenge? You have to understand that becomes your target market. If you talk about the foil paper or that product which you have to give to the restaurant, you have to understand how would you define a target market? Who are the people who will buy from Swiggy? Who people do not have the time? Where are these people who do not have the time when they're working? What is the ratio of females who cooks in the Indian family? Female. How many females are working in which segment of India? Maybe Bangalore, Mumbai, Delhi, Chandigarh, something. So you have that state, that city becomes your target market. Are you people understanding? How do you define your target market? Because target market has a direct correlation with your sales. If you go to a wrong target market, and if you have an intention of having a sale there, and if it is not your target market, you will never have sales there. Are you people getting that?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Now the second thing is, how would you understand, how would you know that this is your target market? How would you know? Firstly, you have to understand that there is a problem. Now, genuinely, I'm telling you, did anybody of you clicked that all the three situations which I have given to you are genuinely a situation in the market? It could be really a business plan. It is genuinely
Didn't
a
get your
business.
point.
Huh?
Didn't get your point. You mean to say whatever you're telling right now is the process or actual plan?
No, no. What I'm trying to tell you is that there's three activities which I gave you about the shoes, the problems with the food, the sogginess, and the Ayurvedic the problems that people have in skin conditions are actually there in the market, and there is no solution to it till date.
No, for shoes, there is already a solution.
There is only one brand which is called as Crocs, and it is very, very expensive. There
Not
is no.
Crocs, not Crocs. I'm sorry, Swati. There is. I'm not aware of what the brand name. You can use it for 2 years. Around 10 centimeters, it gets expanded.
Okay, so I was not very aware of that. Probably that is there in the market. So it could be just one thing that you have. So do you think how
Yeah.
much is how much scope do you have? So there is a problem with the customer, and you're trying to address that problem. This is where exactly the target market comes into picture,
Okay.
right?
Got your point now.
Yes. Now, second one is you have to always think of the market. If there is no market of a product, no matter how much good your product is, it will not sell. If people do not require it, it will not sell. Know your competition is also very important. Now, for example, Kent has a very high percentage. Let's take again the example of water purifier. Now, Kent has a very high dominance in the north part of India. Eureka Forbes is also, I'm sure you must have heard about Eureka Forbes. Eureka Forbes has a very high competition in the western part of India. They have a very strong holding on the western part of India. Now, Kent says, I want to create my market in the west. Okay, and I want to get into the west, and people are trusting the product of Eureka Forbes in west. Do you think Ken can make a position and have a good sales in west? It is practically not possible, or it
Not
could be
possible.
a lot of challenge there that they would have. They might
Yes.
have to spend a lot of money. They would have to create a lot of brand. They have to create a lot of people on the ground. They would have to spend money, crores and crores of money, just to position themselves. So you should also understand the product that you're selling, how much competition is there in that particular area for that. And also the very important part is the pricing of the product. No matter which country you are in, no matter which region are you in, pricing of the product does play a role in every part of the world. Right? Do you agree with me? So these are the four things you have to always think. Now, why am I saying this? Because it is not about the sales. It's always about the marketing also. It's always about the branding also, and which eventually comes to the sales. So one day, if suppose you say after, as a restarter, that, okay, after 1 year or 2 year, you decide, okay, I want to be an entrepreneur. I want to create a product of myself, or probably you have that thought at this very moment, but you don't know how to think about it. This is one way of thinking. You have to understand what exactly you have in your product, what is the ingredient, what is the problem it is going to solve, whom it is going to solve, and based on that, you have to create your target market. Are you people getting this?
Yes.
Okay. Now, if this is target market, then what is target audience? There has two words. One is market, one is audience. Now, what is target audience then? Now,
Like
let's. Huh.
in the case of shoes, it was we were targeting the kids. In the case of packing material, it didn't have any specific, as in
Okay, hello, Shruti. Okay, so what is target audience according to other people then?
The people who are going to buy the product that we are
The
going
people, exactly. In the simple word, who is going to buy your product? Now, how do you define that? Now, let's take an example of IKEA. Do you people know IKEA? Everybody knows IKEA. IKEA is from which country?
Sweden.
USA, it will be.
No, Sweden.
Italy.
No, no, it's Sweden.
Okay.
Okay. Now, IKEA, after so many years of establishment, has decided 5 years or 10 years, 5 years or 7 years back that we want to venture into the target market, which is called as India. Okay. The bed was okay. Now, just understand if IKEA as a brand had target market as India in 2015. Now, do you think they have just randomly thought, okay, now India is a target market, let's just crash into it? No, they would have very specifically for months, their marketing people would have sat down and understood what is my target audience. Now, first, they would have understood, they would have, okay, how many cosmopolitan cities and the metro cities? We have Delhi, we have Mumbai, we have Bangalore, we have Pune, we have Chennai, we have
Yeah.
Hyderabad, we have all these people, right? We have all these cities, correct? Every city has a potential.
Yeah.
Correct?
Yes.
Now understand, IKEA is saying, I want to venture into India, but I have to understand these are my products. This is what I get revenue from. This is how I want to sell my product. Now, they would have sat down with every city stating that what is the demographic of that city? What is the age group? What is the location? What is the education? How many people are earning in the family? What is the cost of living of that city? They would have understand the psychometrics of that. What is the purchasing power? How much people give value to the money? How much they want to spend on new things? They would have understand the behavioral skills of people. They would have understand the socio-economic status of people. Correct? They would have categorized everything so deeply, and that is the reason why they came and opened the first store in Chennai and not in Mumbai.
Chennai. Okay.
No, sorry, Hyderabad.
Hyderabad. Yeah, that's
Hyderabad.
Hyderabad. It is Hyderabad.
Sorry, Hyderabad was the first city. Because I'll tell you why. Have you ever thought Mumbai is a bigger market than Hyderabad? Why IKEA company has never chosen Mumbai as a city? Mumbai is the third opening, which is still not open. After Hyderabad, they opened Bangalore, and then after Bangalore, the Mumbai has come into picture. Why?
So
Why?
it's Pune.
Because I
Pune
think
is
it's expensive in Mumbai. The space that
cost of living.
hmm.
there.
And Hyderabad is cheaper comparatively.
So not just that, I think it's more to because there are more people who are earning more, who are settling there, who have the purchasing power, and then can make their decisions to have a separate home and decide on what kind of furniture they want. Basically, purchasing power and young people, professionals.
So Dipti has said there are other options over there in the Mumbai. As she is from Mumbai, you said the purchasing power. There was somebody else who was speaking, but I missed out what she was speaking.
I
I
said
can
cost of
I
living, ma'am.
Okay, let Soumya go first.
Cost of living.
Hmm.
Here in Hyderabad, the cost of living is bit lesser than Bangalore and Mumbai.
Hmm.
So, and IKEA, it is located nearby the IT hub.
Hmm.
So all the professionals, IT professionals, and the many of the colleges. So most of the people who are who are rich, they'll be living in and around the city, and they want to develop their homes and everything. So that might be the reason.
Yes. Shruti.
IKEA is in Pune. Before Bangalore, it was opened in Pune. The concern was their concern where in Bombay they couldn't do it because of the space constraint. That was the only concern, that they could not open it in Mumbai. But in general, as you said, the people whoever lived in uh, Pune or Hyderabad were having a better class. They were all into nuclear family, having a modern concept of living. So that was
Exactly.
targeted
So there
personally.
are so there are many reasons, right? There could be a need. Now, Bombay has a local market which Hyderabad might not have. I'm not very sure of Hyderabad does it have it or not. So there are multiple reasons. Based on that multiple reason, you have to decide who is your target audience. So first you have to create your target market. Which region do you want to cater to for whatever product and service you have? And then you have to choose your target audience. Now let's talk about Harki from this angle. Now Harki is a thing which helps the restarter to come back to your to come back to the positioning where they start earning. Now it is very clearly defined. They have India as all over India as a target market. Now, which are the target audience people? You have to understand, it could be married people at the age group of this to this. Now they used to earn earlier, they have certain kind of graduation which they want, they were having at least a 2 or 3 years of experience. Okay, they want to come back, but that's the psycho understanding of that. They want to be independent, they are today's women. So you understand, they have the behavioral thing, as in terms of she wants to create an image for herself, the self-respect has to be there, the socio-economic to maintain that status in the. So these kind of things, when you start writing it down, you start getting clearer exactly who are your target audience, which are the people whom you would like to talk for the service or the product that you're offering. Are you people understanding what is it all about?
Yes.
Do you have any questions till here now? Okay. Now I want to ask, I want to tell you this, that for every target audience, you have to always believe to the core, there would be two people who would be involved in this. One would be the decision maker, and one would also always be a supporter who supports that decision. He is the one person who influences the decision. It could be anybody. Now, let me ask you one thing. I think most of the people have children here, correct? Children love fast food, correct? Which is the first fast food that they want to eat apart from, that like Domino's or maybe McDonald's?
Right.
Noodles.
Noodles or McDonald's. Let's take an example of McDonald's. They want to eat, right? Sundays or maybe after 15 days, they feel like, mommy, let's have burger. Now, who is the person who is consuming?
The kids,
Who is the person who is buying?
parents.
Parents.
Exactly. Have you ever seen the McDonald ad, the way they brand? Can you help me understand that?
Didn't get your point. Sorry, Swati.
So, just
Presentation.
recollect the ad of the McDonald's. Just recollect the ad of the McDonald's if you can think.
There is a clown sitting on on a bench where
Mhm.
where kids normally wants to take a picture on it.
Okay, that's one ad.
And it
Yes.
will also speak about fresh ingredients.
Yes.
There always some green lettuce leaf will be visible. So I think that's how the parents can decide, okay, it's healthy. So it's not bad.
Exactly. Exactly. Thank you, Ashima. That's exactly. See how the mental game works. You think that every ad is just like an ad. No, it is very strategically driven. See, the McDonald may there is a burger which falls, then there is a lettuce which falls, then there is a cucumber which falls, then there is a tikki which falls, then there is a tomato, then there is a mayonnaise, and then there a bun is there. You see this ad? Can you visualize this ad? Now, who is the purchaser? The parents are the purchaser. Who is the consumer? The child is the consumer. What is the concern of the parent with the child? That my child should eat healthy so that the system goes wrong. It is like hitting here. At least no matter if even they're eating bread, at least some vegetable is going to them. Some vegetable is going to them. You'd have never realized, but this is how it creates in your mind. And sometimes in the anger, there could be a conversation on the table of, कम से कम cucumber तो खा रहा है. At least you have that kind of conversation. See, this is how the marketing works and the branding works. And this is how, once it is rightly done, then your sales increases. Because they targeted the Indian market, They specifically targeted the audience where the middle class and the upper middle class are the people there where they target, and then the sales happen. The ads always show about the kids. The ad always show about the people who are busy. The ad always show about the people at the age group from 25 to 35. Have you ever seen any ad on the McDonald's which shows from the age group of 45 to 55? Unless and until they just have to have the gala time.
No.
No.
No. That's
No.
target audience. Are you people getting it resonated what I'm trying to tell you? Do you feel it is the right example by marketing?
Yes.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Exactly. So that is the difference between a target market and a target audience. Firstly, do you have any question with this? Because this plays a very crucial role before you get onto the sales. If your product doesn't solve a problem to a target audience, you are wasting your time, no matter how beautifully you are following the process of the sales. But he is not your target market. He's not your target audience. No matter how much good reputation you have with them, how much good rapport you have with them, how much you understand them, but he's not going to buy from you. That's the only reason. Now, there are different ways to understand a target audience. This is first way. Who are buying? Who are the people who are buying product from you? Who do you think will help that problem, that solution? What are they buying? Now, I'll give you one very personal example. I was working, have you ever come across with this university called as Narsi Munji University? Yes.
Yes.
So it's one of the premier institutes when it comes to MBA in India, right? So I was working with Narsi Munji University and I should take care of their South India branch. So there were 3 states which were under my control. So basically they have an MBA which is an offline and one MBA which is an online, because in between the online session became a very important thing for people. Now, let's take an example. When I was into sales with Narsi Munji, what happened was there is a product called as online MBA. Now, the thing is, who are buying? They are the people, could be manager, they could be assistant manager, they could be people from senior manager, but never a CEO, never a CFO, never a person who has just joined the company, never a junior architect. They were not my clients. So who are the people was very specifically driven. So if some lead used to come to me and say, oh, I have only 2 years of experience, I would not even waste my time on that person, because I knew at the fact that he is not going to buy my product.
Okay.
My target audience was clear. Now, what are they buying? What are they buying? According to you, what are they buying? MBA?
Yeah, upskilling. A degree.
Upskilling their and upgrading their profile.
Yes.
They are buying, yes,
Oh
upscaling.
yeah. Yeah.
They are buying degree, they are buying knowledge, they are buying certificate, they are buying that piece of paper. You have to be very precisely clear what are they buying. Okay? When are they buying? You have to also understand that when is the market, then they will buy. So if I go in the market in the month of January or February, then there is a March closing, nobody would be interested to enroll in my role, because this is a time where they have to position themselves in the company. They cannot get out of that position and say, okay, I'll attend your online classes from 7 to 9 in the evening. So when are they buying? They used to always buy majority time from May, June, July. This is a time where I have to have the maximum amount of sales.
Okay.
You have to also understand that very clearly. When are they buying? How are they buying? Now, people, when I say assistant manager, when I say manager, when I say senior manager, now you have to understand the psychic also over here. I'm sure they have the family, they have children, they have to take care of the EMIs, they might have loan, they might have this, they might have that. Now, how are they buying is something very important. They will always go for the loan. So my loans has to be on the check. You have to work on the reverse calculation when it comes to sales. You have to never go in the front calculation. The sales always work on the reverse calculation of the mindset. Where do they live? They can live anybody. They can live. They can live anywhere. But it depends. These are the educated people, so probably I will target Mumbai, Delhi, Bangalore, Pune, Hyderabad, Chandigarh. These are the people. But I never targeted UP here. You have to understand, I never targeted Shillong or Meghalaya here. I never targeted Bengal here. Bengal never had the MBA conversions. I'm not saying as in specific, but I'm saying as a region wise, what are their interests? So you have to understand who, what, when, how, where, what about your people. That defines your target audience. And the more you get clearer on that, the more your sales process become easier because you're targeting the right person only. If you don't do this right, then no matter how much and whatever you do, you might have a challenge having a conversion of your sales. So that is the reason we are trying to understand this. Any questions here? Now, this is the second part of understanding the TA. You have to understand that is there any lack of process or service or a product which you can fulfill? That becomes your target market. Now, in 2000 till 2017, we started understanding that female are equally working in the market and they do not have the time to balance the work, balance the office and the home very well. In spite of they doing wonderful job in their life, but still they are humans. We tend to forget things. We tend to forget a lot of things, right? On that, if you realize there was a capture in the market by something called as Blinkit. Have you come across this word? This app?
Yes, ma'am.
There is a lack of a service, a product, or a process which can be fulfilled. They are saying you concentrate on your work, we will take care of your household thing. Target audience. They targeted all the females who are working. See, if you go back, please do this homework. See how the ad is positioned. Right? And you have to understand what was the selling proposition point, USP. It is called as a unique selling proposition, right? What exactly does that mean? No matter whatever time you order, we will deliver that product to you within 10 minutes. You put up a tea, we'll give you the chai patti. Unique selling proposition was 10 minutes. In fact, there was a meme in Bangalore. I don't know whether this meme was there in other part of India or not, that the IT person who is developing or taking care of the Blinkit process from the back end is taking 2 hours to reach to office, but the Blinkit person is putting the product in 10 minutes to their places. Are you people connecting with me?
Yes.
Yes, yes.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so this is about the second part of it. Now comes the third part. You also have to always remember that either there are two things. If you have some outstanding idea in the mind, then you don't have a competition, or whatever is there in the market, you need to understand what is the competition to it. Now, for example, as Shruti told, as I had that in my mind, because according to my research, there was no other brand apart from the Crocs who had the adjustment of the shoes. Now she is saying there is one brand which is there. Now, possibly there is only one brand, but still the competition is very less. So if this is my idea which I need to venture, probably I had a big scope here to grow like this. So you have to also understand your competition very well. Now, when you understand your competition, you have to do this SWOT. Have you heard about this word called as SWOT?
Yes.
Yes.
I want somebody else to answer.
Yes.
Yes, it
Strength, weakness, analysis.
strength, weakness.
Analyzing this.
Huh?
Opportunity and threats.
Opportunity and the threat. These are the exercises. Do you think that people don't do it? They do it very specifically when the company sit down and they really do this kind of exercises. You have to understand your product, your competitor is selling the product or a service online, offline. You have to understand whom they're focusing to, the decision maker or the supporter. As giving you an example of a McDonald's, the supporter or the purchaser is different, but they're emphasizing on the decision maker. In some product, the supporters is also is more emphasized on. right? So this is the another way of understanding your TA. Now you have to also understand this part, which is like creating a persona. You have to segment your market. If you take an example of Harki and if you say, okay, I want at least 50 conversion for this month for X, because that is my target or that is my goal, you have to understand that who are the potential people, segment them properly, that these people, once I call them or the second time I call them on the follow-up call, these are the people who will say me yes. Because ultimately, what is your agenda at the end of the day? These people should say you yes. Right? So creating persona is a great way to drill down into a specific segment that is your target audience. I'll talk about this persona very specific way, in a very better way in the coming slides, because it's a different topic altogether for this. Then one thing you have to always remember, which most of the people don't do, is that we always talk about decide whom do you want to target. I always say decide whom do you don't want to target. That's very, very important. Have anybody of you, I'm sure you must have gone through the MCQ question papers when you were young. Everybody?
Yes.
Right. What is the main mantra when you solve an MCQ paper? And you're on mute, Ashima.
Yeah, ma'am, if we don't know the correct answer, the first thing we do is to rule out the wrong choices.
Exactly. The first mantra of MCQs, even if you know the correct answer, the only rule is that there are 4 options. Rule out the 2 options which are just not there, which is just you think it is not the right answer. And out of that 2 which is left, you have to choose the closer one. That's the mantra of MCQ. So in the same way, you have to understand it's not always defining, oh, this is my target market, this is my target audience, oh, this is what I want to target at. You have to also understand the people that you cannot entertain at all. You have to be, in fact, more emphasizing on this. The more you emphasize on this particular thing, the more you get nearer to your client. That's where that bend comes. Budget, authority, need,
Time.
Time.
you have to define people who are just not there. Are you people getting what am I saying?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you find it is right for you, or are you understanding
Yes.
why it is
Yes,
important for
understanding.
sales as well? Because if the sales has to be done right, it's as simple as that. It is like a plant. The fruit is always a sale. If you do not have the right roots and the right ingredients at the root, you will never have a good sale. As simple as that. Now the next point is that you have to continuously revise the data. The more and more data, see, at the initial start, when you start working for something, you have some understanding, okay, this can be my person, this can be my person, this can be my person. You have written down everything. Now you start approaching to people, you start getting the conversions of the people. I'll tell you, sometimes sales are by fluke also. Sometimes sales are genuinely working, sometimes it is a fluke, sometimes it is a luck, sometimes it is a process, sometimes it's a hard work. It's a combination of all. Okay. Now, more and more the data you get, more and more the data, you have to keep on understanding whatever you have created as a target audience. Is this matching your target audience? Is there any changes that you need to do? Is there any improvements that you need to do? So more clearer you get over here by more and more data, the more the sales comes in the future. That is exactly what a lot of all the big company keeps on doing. Data is the key, I'm sure you must have heard. And that is the reason why data analytics is one of the most paying profession nowadays. Because the data has become a king now. So one One thing I would like to tell you when you start working with Harki is that the moment you start getting the lead, the conversations that you have with that people, please write down that conversations on remark status. That will help you to understand when you sit down and you start revising it or understanding what went wrong, what went right, how did it go right or wrong, or whatever it is. Start writing down whom are you talking, understand the questions. Please write down everything on remark because this is a data for you that will really help you to understand whom are you targeting. So next time if you get certain the same kind of people, you understand, oh, this is not my client. So you will try to protect your time that time. Okay. Any questions still here? Any
No.
questions still here?
No.
Do you understand why we had this session right now with target market and target audience?
Yes.
Were the examples relevant?
Yes.
Yes.
Is there anything that I can help you more with this?
No.
Okay, fair. Now let's talk about something else, something called as ICP. Have you have you ever hear about this word called as ICP?
No.
No.
Just a wild guess. If anybody can give a wild guess. Okay, Amina, no problem. Just a wild guess. ICP. Think in the perspective of sales only, na? Ideal customer profile.
Persona.
Persona or profile. Both are correct. Why do we need an ideal customer profile?
To rule of the audience?
To rule of the audience. Okay, fair. Now let's take an example of Dipti, which she picked up, that she wants to project her product on social media. She wants to go through social media. She wants to have an engagement on social media and want to sell the product on social media. Now, if you do not have to build a relevant strategy, yes, Amina, correct. Very, very nice. So now just imagine if Dipti has a product and she doesn't know who are my target audience. Where would she get into Instagram? Have you ever used Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn for promoting an ad? By any chance, have you used any one of you?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So, Girija, can you please help me understand how specific it is?
While doing the ad, we need to find out the budget, then what we have to how many days we need to do that, targeted audience, then demographic area, even in the age wise also we can that target our audience. So to whom we exactly wants to sell the product, we need to target those audience only. So we can select the city or even in the, I think if you wants to do the international, we can select the country also in that.
Okay. So, okay, somebody else who wants to add on to Girija? So basically, if just to give you people glance who has not used the target audience or who have not used the paid advertisement on Instagram or Facebook or LinkedIn, let me tell you, they are so specific as in terms of when you create an ad, they will ask you which region do you want to promote? Do you want to promote even the pin code? They are that very specific on pin code also. Okay, then they ask you which age group, which gender, which education. Even they give you categorization of education as in terms of, do you want to cater to a graduate? In graduate it is a BSc, BA, BCA. They actually become so specific to ask you question because they understand that you understand the product that you are selling, you understand your ideal customer profile very, very well. Sometimes you must have seen some, sometimes you must have opened up or Instagram or any of the app and you see there is a problem in your house and there is a solution which is coming up there. Does that come to you? Oh, this is a problem which is going on in my market or maybe in my home, and there is a solution which is popping up. All of a sudden, maybe on the Google, maybe on in the Instagram, sometimes it just come on in front of you. And sometimes you wonder, how do they understand the algorithm? Or how do they understand what is going on as a problem to us? Right or wrong?
Yes.
Sometimes it does happen. Many a times it happens with me. It is because they understand the clientele profile very, very clearly. Now I'll tell you, Bangalore, I stay in Bangalore. So Bangalore has a very major problem of water. Water has high PPC, right? This is absolutely not good for your hair and skin. Now, you will see most of the ads which comes on the purification of the water which has been there on the tap is only provided to the Bangalore region. They understand this is a problem for Bangalore people and they give the solution for that. Improve. Now, if I suppose enroll, and if the same thing comes to me when I'm in another part of city, I will not enroll for that because that's not a problem there for me. Because the water here in Bangalore is very, very hard. But Bangalore water in other part of cities are not that very hard. So ideal customer profile actually helps your resource. Now your resource is your manpower, your money. They efficiently use that resource. Secondly, the leads that comes when you advertise on any of the social medias or anywhere, they are always on the improved quality. The conversion ratios are very, very high. Then you can customize your message if you actually understand your customer profile. The fourth is that if I am a person who is facing a problem and if you are giving me a solution, I have a higher probability of chances that I might repeat order to you. So the customer retention is always there, and there is always a competitive edge if you understand exactly whom are you targeting to. Because your competitor is targeting somebody else, you are not going to into their zone, you are just targeting your own people. Right? Now, let's take an example. I'll ask you a question to each one of you. Okay? You are a person who is working into IT company, okay? And that company is a SaaS company. You understand SaaS company?
SAP or SAF?
SaaS, S-A-S, S-A-A-S, software, service is a software,
Yes. Yeah.
right?
It's
SaaS.
service.
Now, just imagine, I want you to solve this problem for me. You are there as a salesperson in a SaaS company, which means you have a software which you serve as a service to other people. Now, your software is actually costing 5 lakh rupees at the initial start. Okay. The second one is that the per month maintenance for maintaining that particular software is around 20 to 25,000 rupees. Now, you are a salesperson on that company. You tell me, and it is a B2B company, okay? You cannot sell a service to a local person, correct? Now you tell me what are the factors that you will keep into consideration before you reach out to the client.
You will see budget and location.
Okay.
You'll also see the requirement, what kind of business it is.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
We'll check with the client company, like what kind of the service we need to provide for the client, and will they be able to pay for the services,
Mm-hmm.
and and what is the size of the company.
Okay. Now my question, I'll just give you a hint to everybody. Whatever you're thinking is absolutely right. Again, I'm repeating, sales doesn't go in the front end. Start thinking backward. I have given you two major factors there. First, it is a SaaS company. You have a software. Secondly, your product is actually costing 5 lakh rupees at the time of installation. And the second one is the per month maintenance of that software is around 20 to 25,000 rupees. Now think all the components as a salesperson on the reverse order. What and how will you think?
Is it feasible for us to
Approach to
provide?
the bigger companies whose remuneration is also very high and having different their offices are different location and different departments are there. So SAS can keep everything in a all the cross-functional activities in a single backbone like ERP. So for bigger concern and having versatile cities, having offices and locations. So I first of all going to approach to this type of companies.
Okay, very much correct. What else?
Ma'am, we will see how crucial is my software to the company. If I don't sell my software to them, how does it impact their business in turn? If it is very crucial to their business, they'll definitely want to buy it. And secondly, I would want to see, do they have a funding? Are they in a startup phase? Do they have the kinds of fund they need to install my software?
Okay. Now, Ashima, let me give you a question to this. Whatever you said is right. Now, there is some. Have you seen any of the car dealers?
Yes.
Yes. Now there is a car dealer who is actually a car dealer of Hyundai, and he sells averagely 10 car in a month. Okay. Now he is somewhere in the city. He has a very high requirement of your product. Do you think he is your customer? He's a car dealer at the end of the day. Means if even if selling 10 car, which is a 1 crore revenue for him, do you think still he's a customer to you?
If not buying my software will impact his business, then
He has a problem. He wants to have your software. Then what?
Yes, he is the customer.
Okay. Do you think he's your customer? Okay, for me, he's not my customer.
okay.
I'll tell you a reason why he's not my customer. I will not target him because this kind of customer will make your life hell after purchasing the product.
Okay.
Why? Because firstly, just imagine a person who is just doing a revenue of 1 crore rupees as a car. He is not even exiting what is important for him. Secondly, when you talk about a car dealership, अगर 1 crore का उनका revenue है तो 70 लाख का तो उनका expense होगा. General expense. उसके बाद 10 लाख का उसका basic expense होगा. 20 lakhs divided by 12 months. Just imagine 12 months में how much he have per month. 1.5 लाख. इसमें उसका घर चलेगा. उसमें वो अगर वो इंस्टॉल कर देगा ये चीज, so just tell me how will he take care of the maintenance part?
Okay.
Now, as I said, you have to always think from a reverse order of the sales. The company never earns money from a product. They always earn from the service. So what is the continuous money for the service? The continuous money for the company is the maintenance. But if he is not able to give that money to the company, he is not your ideal customer. This is how you have to think when you define an ideal customer. What happens is we just think on the frontal part of it. Oh, he has a requirement. He has a money at this point of time. He has a revenue of 1 CR. He is a car dealer. Oh, he has a reputation. Hyundai is a big thing. Everything absolutely okay. But break down his money. Where is his money going on? He is just saving 20 lakhs per annum. That 20 lakhs per annum is basically, which includes his family responsibility also. So just imagine a person who is pumping a 5 lakh rupees. Chalo, theek hai, he will take up a loan and he will take up that particular project or maybe a product from you. But does he has a capacity for the maintenance, which is a major revenue for the company? That's why sales always work on the back end first. And secondly, that is why you have to be very clear what ideal profile is for you. Again, now, is that making sense to you people?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. I did something over here. 1 second. Are you people understanding?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Are you
Yes,
people
yes.
Completely, but
what am I
getting a
telling
little
you?
question about it.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
You can just call me Swati. I'm absolutely okay.
Yeah.
Are you people connecting? What am I telling you?
Yes.
Not the,
It is right.
personally, I'm not getting the complete thing, but I'm understanding the concepts with the zero knowledge, yes, I'm able to understand the concept, whatever you're telling, because we don't think in that big picture.
Exactly. That's absolutely okay if you're not thinking, Shruti, in that particular frame, because probably I am from the sales background. I have seen all this. That is the reason I'm just trying to tell you, because I understand a little more than what you understand on this topic. That's it.
Yeah, getting a picture about it now, how it works.
Exactly. So this is how you have to start thinking on that front. Now, when I talk about the SaaS software, you have to understand if your product is of 5 lakh rupees, is it not a small amount? If the maintenance cost is 20,000 rupees per month, 20 into 12 is how much? 2 lakhs 40, right?
Yes.
Correct. So that is the amount the company has to pay. The company, then you have to understand, okay, what should be the company size? The company size should be a mid-segment company. In that also, you have to clearly define that, okay, the company has to have a revenue of at least 25 crores to 30 crores or 40 crores. This is how you start categorizing. This is this is how you start understanding the ideal profile of a customer. What is the company size I'm targeting? Because my product is this, who has a purchasing power for it? And most importantly, who has the capacity to maintain the maintenance part of it? What should be the revenue of the company? Which industry am I catering to? Now that is very specific to the software. Let's not get into that. Whichever company that you work for, you have to understand what is the industry that you're targeting to. What is the size of the customer base? You have to know what is the maturity of the company. If as I think Ashima said, or somebody said, I don't remember, somebody used the word called as startup.
Ashima.
Yeah, I spoke about whether they have funding or not when deciding on the software.
Yes. Now, if it's a SaaS thing, and see, when you talk about a startup, that is absolutely okay. But if your product is 5 lakh rupees, can a startup work on that? And that is the reason I was specifically giving you the amount. And I was continuously telling you, think backward.
Yes.
Which location are you targeting? Which budget are you targeting? What is the employee headcount that you want? You want minimum of, if suppose you are saying that minimum, if there is a maintenance fee of 20,000 per month, which means that at least 20 or 30 people have to work on that software. For that 30 people to work on that software, you at least need a people of employee headcount of 100 people. Correct?
Yes.
So this is how you have to start thinking. This is how you create your ideal customer profile when it comes to B2C. Even in B2C also you have to think, who is my customer? What are they buying? What is the challenges? How much money they can pay? Who is the decision maker? Who is the influencer? Why are they coming back? What if they back out in between? Do they have children? What is their, how do they look like for themselves? Were they working before? How much they were earning? Why did they left the job? It was like a break, or is it like a marriage or kids or whatever? This becomes your ideal customer profile, and that defines that that person is going to be with you or not. Are you getting it? Now, what is your job role here at Harki is that you have to create a lead and you have to pass it on to the person who will have a conversion for you, and then there is a monetary gain involved for you, whatever it is. Now, what happens is if you do not identify the right customer profile, and if you say everybody, you pick up the call and say, oh, I am pretty much interested, and you're passing on the lead, and that lead is not getting converted because you did not do the ideal customer profile right. So of course at the end of the day, you go up to Harki and say, I have given you 50 lead, not even one conversion. No, not even one conversion. Why? Because the ideal customer profile was not done right. They backed out in between. Are you getting connection to it now?
Yes.
I don't know how much. I mean, are you
Yes.
there with me?
Yes, yes.
Yes, yes.
Yes, yes.
Trying to make a mapping of what exactly things are.
Exactly. You know exactly how things are working. So this is sometimes even if you give 500 leads to other people, none of the conversion would be done. And then the people will come and say there was no conversion. Why? It was not their mistake. Their sales process was probably right. but the work that you were doing as an ideal customer profile was not right. So everything that you do, right from target market to target audience to ideal customer profile, all are interlinked, which eventually boils down to sale. I give you 1 second to just put that into your minds. Think of a question if you have. All good with everybody? Is it a new learning? Is it heavy? It is boring? It is nice? It is eye-opening? It is
It's
thought process?
eye-opening and it's too much to digest.
And it's new.
Yes.
Every new thing is hard to digest, yeah. If you want to grow, you have to digest.
The facts are analyzing the facts are difficult. I mean, it's not the way it is actually seen.
Yes, and that is always there with everything. So that's the thing. Any questions? This is a very important concept. Now, how do you create a ICP, ideal customer profile? You have to, along with B2B, which you have told, the product, the same thing it is there. Just think on a different perspective. Who will use your product, where the product will be used, how it is going to be having a solution to that product, how it is going to ease out their life. First, you have to think on that prospect. Based on that, you have to understand what is the cost of my product, what is the pricing of my product, how much competition is there of my product. Now, on that, you have to understand if there is an X costing of my product, what is the sociographic to it? Who are the purchaser of it? How it will that benefit? Why would they buy my product? What is the problem that you're solving? Ultimately, the questions are that only. Then you come to demographics. What is the age? What is the location? What is an education? What is the geographic part of it? What is but the income, annual income, how many people are dependent on that income, how many people are earning from that family, how many people, what is the cost of living to that family. So sometimes even you have to get to the basics, like which school their children goes. To that level, sometimes you have to go. Just giving an example, not from that perspective of Harki, but generally. Sometimes you have to think on that perspective also. It is that deep. When you talk about an ideal customer profile, why do you think companies like Amazon, companies like Flipkart, companies like Blinkit, companies like Uber, Meesho, you name it, and why they have become a unicorn within 5 years, 10 years of line? Do you think that companies which have started in 1979, they got their recognition in 20 years? In 1999 or 2001, which took them 20 to 25 years for them to get into establishment. Why these new companies, which is just coming up in 2000, 2010, 11, why they are so clear and why they have grown to such kind of level? Why do you think the Lenskart, which was born in 2012, has a 27,000 crore revenue in the year 2021? Because the ideal customer profile was very precisely done. Very precisely done. Very sharply done. Not even single mistake has been taken care of there. Even a single portion has been taken care of there. So that's exactly the power of this. Okay. Now, this is something called as a buyer's persona. There is a very thin line between an ideal customer profile and a buyer's persona. Okay. Now, I'll give you a real example which happens today also in Amazon in Seattle, in USA, in the headquarters of Amazon. There is one chair which is empty. So whenever Amazon launch a new product, it could be Alexa, it could be Amazon Stick, it could be Amazon Books, it could be Amazon Kindle, anything that they get into the market, whatever, they have one chair empty and they consider that chair as a person who is sitting there who is going to buy my product. So buyer persona, a personality of a buyer, it's a frictional character that looks like an audience. So they become very specific. What is the name of the person? What is the age of that person? How does that person look like? What is the interest of that person? What is the qualification of that person? What have they achieved in their life? They get so much into detail, and then based on that they understand their product and see if this is the right fitment for them. And that's how they create different markets. It's a frictional character. Now, there is a very thin line between a ideal customer profile and a persona, buyer's persona. Very thin line. The line is very simple. This is exactly what they are looking forward to. And this ideal customer profile could be little changes than this because this is a frictional character. This is perfect. And this is based on the humans. But this has created very clearly, so they try to reach to this person very near. Trust me, this is a real study till date in Seattle, in USA. Amazon have that one chair. And they talk to that chair. Jeff Bezos talked to that chair, ki if I create this product, how will that help you? That's buyer persona. It's a fictional character. Now, how do you create it? It's a research. On the capital letters, you can only do research on data, on understanding, on mindset, on your interpersonal skills, on the knowledge that you have. It's a research from every part of the world. Just one thing, research. Now, one question that you have to understand, how do you build the actual buyer's persona? The first question is that, if suppose I'm an Amazon, so how many personas I would require? How many personas would I require? Okay, let's take another example. If suppose you are an Ayurvedic product that created that cream, which is just starting from your home, how many personas would you require? Just 2 or 3 maximum, because they are your target audience. When you start selling them, you will get more data. Based on that, you will create more ideal customer profile. Am I right? Now, when you talk about the companies like Amazon or Uber or Blinkit or Misho or maybe this Intel or Samsung, Sony, XYZ, they have at least 10, 100 to 200 buyers persona, detailed. Right from middle class to upper middle class to people who has a purchasing capacity of not purchasing capacity. So it depends on how many personas you require, depends on completely the business that you are in. If it's a big business, you require more persona. If it's a small business, you just require 1 or 2 personas. How do you actually do that? First is the internal research. You have to talk to people, you have to understand, you have to go in the market, you have to see who people are there who are doing this kind of work. You have to keep on asking questions. Sometimes you have to go to the market and talk to prospect customer. I feel this, you have a problem with this. If I offer you a solution, would that be helpful to you? I don't know whether you have come this across or not, but when you go to mall, there are females who keep on asking you this, can I have just 1 minute of yours? And they're asking you the data to fill it form. If suppose there is a problem to you, if I offer a solution, would you be interested in that? It happens very often in Bangalore. They are actually creating the buyer's persona because they have a product which they want to launch maybe after 2 or 3 months. They are just creating that. And please, I request each one of you to fill that form with very high sincerity. since from now, because that's their data. From there, they will create their target audience, target market, their ideal customer profile, which eventually will give them the sales. So market research, then you have to read about the common problems, learn from the competitors. Google Analytics is one of the very important thing that you can actually find out answers from. If you know about Google Analytics, so it is one, it's also one of the places. Okay. Any questions here?
No.
Are you people understanding what am I trying to tell you?
Yes.
Yes.
Swati, is it like design thinking? You are saying we need to understand like what our customers are exactly required, and we need to design it accordingly, the solution.
There are two ways to do it, Girija. First, you have designed the solution and now you want people to get into that. The second one is there is a problem in the market and you're designing a solution for that. So yes, design thinking does play a role over here, but here we are talking from a human angle. When you talk about designing thinking, it is more towards the process of the companies or the process of the industries.
Okay.
So that is how it works. So we are coming on the last part of our day today. Firstly, do you have any questions? Okay, so come to the main point of it. Where do you present yourself now? Once you understand, okay, what is your product? What is the target market? What is the audience? You understand your ideal customer profile, everything. Now you have to understand whatever and wherever your product fits into it, the social media will play a very crucial role. Now here, understand when you talk about Gen Z, which is an Instagrammer, which is born between 1997 to 2012. These are the people who look for a short form video. If your product or a service is catering to these kind of people, you have to understand that Instagram is a place where you will find your customer. Now, how do you identify a platform also is also a question. You can't just randomly say, okay, I'll go on LinkedIn and post my product, because there is not your people. Your people is define where your people is. Suppose my product is for Gen Z, so they are into short form of videos. Now, if they're into short form of videos, what is a short form of video? It could be Reels on YouTube, it could be an Instagram, or it could be a photo on the Facebook. It could be TikTok, it could be a blogging. So it depends where you want to reach out to them. So this is one. Secondly, if you're a millennial, suppose your product is catering to millennial people, which is like born from 1981 to 1996. So they discover anything from Instagram to Facebook post followed by YouTube. Now, these are the people who are not that very active on the LinkedIn. Instagram also, they don't know how to use it, but if they scroll, they understand only till the scrolling part of it. So you have to understand that you have to come into their feed. Now, for that, there's a different strategy to use. They will not go on your stories and find out your stories. They will just see on the reels. So you have to come on the reels, not on the stories. Again, the strategy here. The next one is that where it is a generation next, they also follow product discovery on the shortly feed through Instagram and Facebook, LinkedIn, which is from 65 to 1980. They are still on Instagram, but they don't follow Instagram that much. Frankly, let me just tell you this thing. Baby boomers are the people who have born from 1964, 46 to 64. If they are your target customer, if suppose you say, okay, my product is a balm. My product is a balm which helps on their some joints. If that is your product, you have to understand who are your end customer. People who are above 40 years of age. Now, these are the people who could be a baby boomers. Now, where do you find them? So they are not there in their platform. So how do you reach to them is a question.
By newspaper.
Huh?
By newspaper.
By newspaper. So these are different social medias where you can use. One is the Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn, referral campaigns, run contests, Google My Business, Google Ads, LinkedIn Sales Navigator, social contest, LinkedIn lead generation, Pinterest, AI tools. Wow. These are some of the things which you can see. Apart from this, there are many. Now, after the AI had come into picture, there are so many things in the market where you can advertise your product and services and people want to use it. Firstly, people have become open to use a lot of things. Secondly, if your ideal customer profile is right, you just get to the right person. Because I'll tell you what happens nowadays, people even don't enroll themselves if they don't find it valid for themselves. They don't want to even waste time of enrolling. So that's bring to the end of this session. We still have 25 minutes. I welcome all the questions. And most importantly, I wanted to understand, did you understand the concept?
Yes. Ma'am, can you explain this topic once? Like, as you said, the salesperson needs to think from the reverse side. Yeah. Can you just explain that?
Okay. Now, let me give you an example for this. Okay. Now let's just forget about sales, marketing, just leave. Okay. Don't think about it. That might be confusing to you a bit. So now you have to understand, suppose, how old are you?
34.
Okay. You are 34 years old. Do you have kids?
Yes.
How many?
2 kids.
Two
Two
kids.
kids.
Two. How many? How old are they?
8 years and 4 years.
Okay, 4 years. Now you have to take care of their education.
Yes.
Okay. You have to take care of their marriage.
Yes.
You have to take care of your retirement.
Yes.
Okay. Now there are three main factors that you have to take care of. That is education, marriage, and retirement. Now, say for example, if today's education of a child who is 18 years is around, say for example, in best of the college is around 80 lakhs. Just imagine if your 8-year-old child comes after 10 years, this 80 lakhs becomes 120 crores. Exactly. The marriage becomes 150 crores, or the retirement becomes 2 crores. Now, this is the amount that you want.
Yes.
What is the total amount that you want is 5 crores. Just imagine that you need 5 crores after 20 years, which is a fact for the survival. Now, if you say, okay, I have an investment or an SIP of 20,000 rupees, 20,000 into 20 years is equal to, say, for example, 36 lakhs. So will that give you 5 crore rupees? You don't know. But now just think the same thing on the reverse order. If you need 5 crore rupees by the year 2040 or 2045, if you say I need 5 crore rupees, so if you start doing everything in reverse order, you will understand what is an SIP that you require today.
Okay.
Got that concept?
Yes, ma'am.
Now understand this concept and try to understand in the process of sales.
Okay.
Now, what is, when you talk about the word call as sales, what is that one thing comes in the mind? The money has to come to the account. There is no other sale.
Okay.
Money has to come to the account of the company.
Yes.
Then only the sale word is considered.
Yes.
Correct? Now, when you want that sales to be done, you have to understand firstly that person, ideal customer profile. Correct? Ideal customer profile. Why would that person buy? For that, you have to understand this could be my target audience. For that, you have to again come back and say, this is my target market. And for every branch of target audience to target market to ideal customer, you have to break it the way you want to break it in many branches. So you come to 2 or 3 or 4 maximum buyers persona, and you only target those people so that if you make 10 calls, at least 4 calls are converted because your ideal customer profile is very clear. If you have created a list of 20 things, if 15 things are matching, this is a person who will have a sales call with me. This is a person who has a conversion rate with me. If out of 20, only 7 things are matching, that is not your ideal customer profile. You are just wasting your time. Are you people getting it?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah,
Yes,
yes.
Swati.
So you are understanding how these concepts work. So that's why I always say when it comes to sales, sales will happen. Do your process right. Now, the first process of the sale itself is a sales. Oh, you have to approach, you have to be smiley, you have to do the presentation, overcome objection. That is a process of the sales. But before that, you have to also do lot many things right. Because you also understand this thing, some people are talkative people, they might be not their they might not be your ideal customer profile, but they will keep on hanging around with you stating that, oh, I'll buy one day with you, I'll hang, and you have an hope with them that they are the people who will purchase because you have counted that person as a number on your board, right?
Yes.
So this is how it goes. That's why I always insist and I always follow myself also. Work on backward calculation, always. Okay, do you have any, can I have everybody? Okay, Avneet, what are you reposting?
No, so she was asking, Shayu asked about the assignment. So I'm just informing her that I will be posting it in the 40.
Okay.
How they could see the assignment yesterday. Similar way, there will be assignment number 2 now.
Yes. There is an assignment for today also, and it's again a simpler assignment. Don't worry on that. You just have to concentrate a bit, sit down with patience for 15 to 20 minutes, and you will figure that answer. I want please everybody to be on the screen for sometimes. Shruti, Priya, Radhika, Dipti, Girija, Rahija, Ranjita, Ashima, Paramita, Rama, Pallavi, Swati, and there are 10 more people who are there, which I can't see. All right. Thank you so much for starting that camera. Now help me understand. How was the session?
It was good.
It's good.
Okay, it was good in such a dull way.
Couldn't understand.
Huh?
It was too much
అర్థమైంది రాంగ్.
opening. I mean, rather than telling opening, it was too much that we realized without even thinking these things are happening in and around us.
Okay, so it was a good session or something was
Good.
It is very understanding
Very informative.
and
It was very good.
informative.
all right. Thank you so much for that. So you have an assignment for tomorrow. It's a simple assignment. Please just give 15 minutes to 20 minutes of your valuable time. Please be there with full concentration, with full sincerity. Because first thing you have to understand, you are coming back on the track. So you have to put 200% more than what we are already there in the market. First thing you have to always remember that. Secondly, I want to ask you, do you want anything else to be included in the sessions for tomorrow and that is on 31st with me? Anything else that you want me to include specifically that you have in your mind? Is there anything that I have to work upon?
I think the session that you had today had a lot of information and there were a lot of confusing aspect as well. If you could, like, give a little bit more idea on this.
Sure. So, Dipti, I'll definitely keep that in mind. But let me tell you, ideal customer profile and buyer's persona and target market or audience, they're very specific terminologies of marketing and branding. So, this requires, see, I have made you understood the basic concept. But, Dipti, you have to also keep on reading at least for 1 or 2 days to get it more clarity upon. See, the concept which I have told you is exactly the same. You will find out the same thing when you read on Google. But the more you read with different kind of examples, probably you'll start, joining the dots.
Yeah,
And,
and what
and one thing, Dipti, is that you don't have to work upon the target market or the target market. You have to just work upon the audience and the ideal customer profile to be with Herky at this point of time. But you keep on reading on that because you never know what stone unturns for you. So that's the thing. Okay. Anything else? Hope all good?
Yeah,
Yes.
good.
All right.
Yes.
Thank you. So you have a homework. That homework would be posted by Avneet on portal. I'll just hand over to Avneet. She would be just going ahead from here.
I thank you, Swati. And the assignment is very much there on the portal, ladies. You can go and check the assignment. It has few questions. And if I talk about the assignment, please, uh, there are. I'll read out the questions for you and give a little bit of clarity on that. Write down 10 points, which will be ideal customer profile for Holky projects for you. Okay, that's your question number one. The second question is create your own network on Hoki and share their profile links here. So I'm sure each one of you know how to pick up the profile links, right? On the URL, it is the URL which you pick up. Okay, not only just the name you have to type. It is the URL which comes on the top line. Okay, that's the URL you have to post there with the people you are networking with on the Hoki portal. Okay. And the next question is start writing one post on the Hockey portal and share the link with us. You can basis today's session and yesterday's session, what you have learned, what Swati has shared with you, basis that, and also what articles she had yesterday given in the assignment to read. Any topic that is like up to you, whatever post you want to create, you can create the post and do share the URL of that post, right? Okay, it's as easy as it is. It's not very difficult things to be done. Okay, thank you, Swati. You have posted a few insights here. So
I
thank
can.
you for that.
Just one thing, Avneet, can I just pick up the thing?
Please, please.
Okay, so Avneet has said that you have to create a post. I have just put up a sample in call message. I hope everybody has received that. So when you talk about a post, post is something that, what is the agenda of a post? You have to understand that you are educating somebody on a particular thing. Okay, that is a post. So I always try to educate people on sales because that is my forte. So in sales, when you understand the why of a prospect customer, you understand the power of leverage. So I'm just giving you an understanding what is post and how do you have to think on the post. So whatever you decide on the post, think how it is going to get benefited to other people. That should be the prime objective of writing a post. In that case, Dipti, even if you write blogging, you have to always think from a perspective that how it is going to get understanding or how it is going to help or give a solution to other person by reading.
Swati, here you just shared a post telling that in sale, why you should understand the why of the prospect's customer.
Hmm.
Correct. So now this is your post. So this is your thoughts on why about the sale.
Hmm.
Correct. So when we are posting, I'm not, as yesterday I discussed, we can write our thoughts, but it can also be influenced through something else.
Yes, pretty much. Even you can copy from Google. That is absolutely okay. To start with, at least for 10 posts, you just copy from Google, change it a little here and there, which you agree upon, and that becomes a post.
Okay.
Initially, but then once you start writing that post, you automatically start creating things in your mind. Then you start researching about it. When you research, then you can put that into your own words, and that becomes simplification for other people. Okay. Chalo. Thank you so very much. Have a very good evening to each one of you. Can we have the question written? I could not record properly due to poor network. Which questions, Amina?
Probably she's asking the questions what Avneet just recited from the questions. I mean the
No
Yeah,
worries,
absolutely right,
Amina.
Ishu.
Those
So, what
questions
are the
are,
today's assignment?
my
yeah.
dears. It is
That is the
already posted.
assignment.
It is already posted on your Herky portal. Please go have a look. It is again in a form of a Google form. It has been posted by learning team. Any one of you. Okay, just allow me a moment. I'll show my screen and I'll
Yes.
show you how will it look like. Okay, Swati, if you wish to move, you can. Thank you so much for the session. And if you wish to stay, that is great. If they have any query, so I'll leave it
I'll
up to
stay.
you.
I'll stay.
Thanks, Swati. Okay, can you all see my screen?
Yes.
Yeah, so this is your assignment, my dear. Assignment number 2, identification of the prospects. This is what the session you had today with Swati. And below that, you can see a Google link, Google form link, right? This is your assignment. Click on that link. It will, then you will be able to edit it, do your work, and then please submit it. Right? Amina, is that all right? Did you get the answer you were looking for?
Yes, Avni, that helps.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, so this is how your assignments will further also be coming.
Okay.
Okay, you can find your assignments under your group. That is why each one of you have been asked to join the Women Sales Network group. If you can see here on the top, it is written posted in Women Sales Network, which is the group you have on the portal. Every information, including your schedule, is there on this group. Okay. And if you have any other queries, we are here to answer. You can reach out. You have our numbers. You can reach out to us. Okay. I hope that helps. Cool. Thank you so very much. Okay, Swati, thank you very much for staying back. And we have another session with Swati tomorrow, same time, 3 o'clock. Ladies, a small request tomorrow morning at 12 o'clock. Also, you have one session, which is with the Herky, connect in at 12 o'clock, where you will be having an introduction to Herky. Okay, where Swati has mentioned that how the selling of the product.
Avneet, you're not audible.
I am not audible. Am I audible now?
Yes, Avneet.
Yeah, thank you so much. So, what I was saying that you will be having one session at 12 o'clock tomorrow. Your calendars are blocked with the session link. You have to do the same process. Please click on the session link and click on interest. To get the link to join the session, you have to click first on the session link. Okay, and your calendars will automatically be blocked with the link to join, with the Google Meet link to join the session. Okay, so you have two sessions tomorrow, one at 12 p.m. for 1 hour, and then another session at 3 p.m. with Coach Swati.
Okay.
Okay, so the topic for tomorrow's session also I can tell you, and it is mentioned in your schedule as well. But to tell you all, tomorrow's topic for with Coach Swati is going to be sales negotiation. Okay, so please be there on time and make the most of it, ladies. Thank you very much. I'll take your leave and see you again tomorrow. Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye.